Hi everyone, it's Kim. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. So today we're going to talk about sitting way too much, and we're going to talk about the things that can happen if you don't get up and move around, and then I'm going to tell you some ways to get up and actually get some movement, kind of some reminders, things of that sort. So in our workshop this week, we talked about the downfalls of doing way too much sitting. And we talked about how it can, can make your hips hurt, and it can weaken your legs and your glutes. It can also, I'm trying to think, I know there was a long list. It can also lead to diabetes because of the fact that if you're not getting up and moving around, your body can become insulin resistant, I think is exactly what it said. Kind of referring to my notes here so that I don't forget. It also can lead to anxiety and depression because you know as well as I know, if you're sitting around way too much, you start to dwell on things and you start to feel sorry for yourself because you're not getting up, you're not moving around, and especially in those instances where something happens and you can't get up and move around. I think that would definitely lead to a little more depression. Stiff shoulder, neck problems, because 9 times out of 10 when you're sitting down, you're not really, your posture isn't where it needs to be. I mean, I'm sitting here hunched over now, so it's probably not the best way to sit either. So you want to be able to sit, and you have your feet on the floor, you want to have your body erect so that you're nice and strong. So, just seating tips, you can Google those all day long, and it'll tell you the proper way to sit in your chair. Now, we also talked about ways that you can prevent sitting too long, and some of the ways that you can prevent that is you can get like a Fitbit or an Apple iWatch or any type of your fitness trackers, and a lot of your fitness, your smartwatches will give you the. Sorry about that, the TV got really loud and that's all I could hear in the background. So your smartwatches will give you the prompts to get up and move, every hour at a certain time. You could also set an alarm, and if I know that I'm working on a big project, I'll just set an alarm to kind of make sure that I get up and I move around, a little bit more. Stay hydrated. That was another tip we gave out, because if you stay hydrated, you're going to get up and go to the bathroom a lot. So that's one way that you're going to get up and go whether you want to or not. You can also, if you work in an office, you can take a walking meeting. So instead of just meeting and sitting across from somebody, you can go for a walk and talk. If you don't need to be in front of your computers, that always works. I know that also if you're working, you can get a standing desk. That always helps as well, because then you're not sitting so much and you're standing. You can kind of, I've heard that they have these things called treadmill desks too, so you can actually walk on a treadmill. I don't know, I'm not that coordinated, so I'm not sure that would really work for me. The next thing that we gave a suggestion out was if you're on the phone, you can pace, just kind of walk around while you're on the phone versus just sitting there and talking. I mean, if you have a desk phone, you really can't do that. But if you can, grab your cell phone, you can walk while you're having those discussions. And the last tip that we gave out, I had to peek, hit the office gym. If you hit your office gym and you have that, you can just basically run down, do 20-25 minutes on the treadmill, and that's not going to be enough to break a sweat. So it's not like you're going to need a shower or anything. So try to fit that in. And if you don't have an office gym, go for a walk and just kind of get your blood flowing and get that going. All right, so I have a couple more tips for you. I know this was going to be pretty short, but there were a couple of really good ones in here. So we talked about identifying the times that you're sitting the most. When, if you have an office job like I do, you do sit for long periods of time. So you need those cues or those reminders to get up. If you drive a long distance, you could be sitting in the car for a couple of hours, and you may want to just stop and take a break, get out, stretch your legs up, something. When you're watching TV, that was another one. When you're watching TV, get up and walk during the commercials. because of the fact that if you're walking in place, you can get a lot of steps in a 1 hour show. There's about 15, 20 minutes of commercials in those shows. So, you know, get up, walk around, get some extra steps in. It never hurts to get extra steps in. All right, I'm gonna look at my sheets here real quick just to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. We talked about ways to do it when you're home versus ways to do it when you were at work. And while you're at home, you can get up, you can play with the dog, you can call a friend, walk around your house. You can, again, make sure you're not sitting too long as you're watching TV. And at work, I think I hit all the points at the work sessions. So I think that was it. I know we covered more, but off the top of my head, I'm not really sure what those points were right now. But I definitely wanted to get this filmed because I thought it was a really good topic. You know, and I know that, you know, when I first started playing with the smartwatches, I had a Fitbit, and I was really excited because I had never had something to, you know, say get up and walk, and who knew they were onto something, because now there's all kinds of studies and statistics out there that say, you know, the amount of people that don't get any activity or sit for 8 hours or more a day, and you really start to pay attention to the times that you are sitting, and just try to pay attention to what those long periods are. And what we always talk about when we're building habits is that when you have a situation, figure out what the cue is, you know, like watching TV. And if you could identify the watching TV and you could start to turn that around and give yourself a different action when you're watching TV, like, again, getting up and walking through those commercials, pretty soon, if you do that all the time, it's going to become a habit, and it's going to be a couple of hours that you're not sitting straight through, and it's just going to lessen the time that you're doing that. So I hope this chat helped. If it helped, give me a thumbs up down, you know, or just leave me a comment just so I know this is helping. And as always, if you're not subscribed to my channel, just go ahead and subscribe. And with that said, I'm going to make this quick. I'm going to sign off, and we'll see you next video.